Hi lovelies, welcome to the free weekly reading. This is with me, Sarah Martucci, psychic medium and certified crystal healer, tarot card reader, avid astrology lover. I love unicorns. I like everything. Okay. And this is for the week ahead of May 14th through May 20th of 2018. Can someone send help? This week, I know it's only Monday, but this week is already too much and I can't deal with it, and all I want to do is be in my bed under the covers, eating carbs and drinking wine. Is that too much to ask? I just feel like if I'm going to take care of my basic needs, these are my basic needs, okay? I need help. And it's too much going on. I think with this new moon in Taurus, and then Uranus is actually changing signs into Taurus as well. There's a lot of grounded heaviness going on, especially when it comes to like our dreams and things that we're trying to do right now. This new moon's kind of helping us spread a very practical, grounded, real light on our dreams, our hopes, and our goals. Is what we want real? Is it even achievable? And I want to say with the sign of Taurus, all things are achievable. As long as you find a logical, practical, grounded way to make it fucking happen, you could do that. But also with Uranus, like this, Uranus is a planet of instant change, sudden revolution, liberation, fucking chaos. Literal chaos. So there's a lot going on. And Taurus is a sign that it's like practical and grounded. It doesn't like moving, doesn't like change. Uranus moving into Taurus is going to be a little difficult for a lot of us to try to kind of figure out what is up with this push and pull. I feel like I want to get everything done right now, but then something else deeper inside of me is saying, no, you know, patience is a virtue. This is going to take some time to put some stuff together. And, or that may turn out for you that your dreams and goals, it's going to take some more time than you thought was possible. With Uranus in the mix, this is changing up all of our foundations and wherever Taurus lies in your chart. So look at your natal chart. You need to know your birth time and where you were born to get a chart pulled. And then you can kind of see where those planets are and then what that means for you, the house, what it means. For me personally, Uranus and Taurus, moving into that is actually moving into my 10th house of social status, and it's also like career and work. Also both my Mars, how I take action in this world, and my Mercury, how I think and I speak and I communicate, are all changing too, and they're all in Taurus. So I feel it. I feel it in my bones. I don't like it. Because I'm used to doing things a certain way. I've got a comfortable style with what I'm doing. I feel comfortable. I feel good with it. Like, this is my jam, but something's got to change. Something needs to be reinvigorated here for me, and I think both my communication, my style, and the way that I think, the way that I handle stuff. So really what this is kind of saying for me is that this is going to expand all of those places for me, both my work and my career. It's going to shake things up and expand. Also how I think and communicate, and then the way I take action in this world. Everything is going to be different. And with it being, you know, in Uranus, like, this is the rebel. So who knows what the fuck is going to fly out of my mouth going forward, guys. It might be even crazier than all the F-bombs I drop. So stay tuned. We'll see how this goes. But we're also still in the midst of Taurus season. So, you know, those themes of love and money are still present and very, very, very much on our minds. So my advice to you guys this week is to take your time. Take it easy. You don't have to make any decisions right now. So sit and think on it and work through all of your fucking processes. Do not force yourself to do something before you're ready. Just because you're feeling like you need to, or just because you feel like you've got to get out there and do the thing. There's another push going on. Slow but steady wins the race, guys. Take it from Mars and Taurus. Slow but steady wins the race. You will get there. So what if somebody else gets there before you? Who gives a fuck? You're doing it in your own style and in your own time, and that's the point. I'm getting angry. Actually, no, I'm getting excited. Let's be real. So don't be afraid to kind of push away those fears and that other bullshit that comes up this week, that maybe people are ahead of you, or that maybe like you fucked up somehow and you've put everything behind. Like, things worked out, and I hate this saying, but things worked out. Sometimes things happen for a reason, and it was supposed to work out the way that it worked out, because you wouldn't be where you are if it didn't. Did you feel? I mean, that's kind of the truth though. Like, you have the present situation. Be realistic about what you have right now and work with what you've got. And then I promise eventually you will keep moving towards your goals. I think this week is about like us finding our bearing, finding our feet. Like, where are we here? Where do I belong? Where am I going? And we're not going to find those answers this week, guys. We're not. So, get comfortable in the uncomfortableness. Be okay with facing yourself and be real about how you feel. You can't keep denying something that keeps singing to your soul. You can't keep saying no to something that keeps popping the fuck up in your mind. Like, at some point you have to face this and you have to understand, what does this thing mean for me that keeps coming up? And then what do I need to do in order to pursue that or make it a real deal? That's just fucking life. And I'm hoping that this new moon also too, guys, helps you to release old baggage, your safety blankets, because Taurus is very, very much into safety blankets. They love comfort and they love safety and security. So get rid of those safety blankets. Get rid of those things that are keeping you little, keeping you low, keeping you stuck in a space. Yeah, no more. No more, guys. Something's got to change. Don't be afraid of it this week. All right, let's pick some cards. Sweet baby Jesus, help us. Okay, and always, always, always with these cards, choose any and all that you're drawn to. Pick 1, 2, or all 3. It does not matter. This is about you and what you feel drawn towards. Also, too, with any and all of these, whatever animal or insect or whatever comes up for you, look into the meaning of that animal or insect. There will be an extra message for you this week. Okay, so if you're going to choose card number 1, it's going to be card number 1. And then if you're going to pick card number 2, this will be card number 2. And then if you pick card number 3, does my hair look purple? What in the F word? Pick card number 3, this is card number 3. I don't have purple in my hair. Where's that coming from? Maybe, God, I hope it looks like purple to you guys. All right. Seriously, someone I need deliverance. And I need the packing to end. I need to be moved. I need to be so rich that I can just pay somebody to move all of my shit and then I don't have to worry about anything. So I need to get to stepping about what it is that I'm going to be doing with my goals and my business. I'm motivated. Alright, if you pick card number 1, you got a major arcana card. Talk about major change, major evolution, major movement forward. You got the Hanged Man, and here's your beautiful card. This card almost reminds me of the wheel, just in that, like, it kind of looks like he's walking around a wheel. But I kind of want to say with the Hanged Man, there's something here about having patience. I mean, your very themes for the week are patience and perspective. So there's something here that you need to have patience on, and you need to get a little perspective on. So maybe that's as easy as you talking to somebody else. Maybe, and for some people this actually works, I've never tried it, literally hanging upside down. Something about seeing things from a different way helps you to do that. And it's kind of symbolized in the card too. So don't be afraid to take a different perspective. Don't be afraid to, even if that means physically putting yourself upside down so that you can try to see things from a different way. Bouncing it off of somebody that you trust. Speaking to a therapist. Speaking to a trusted friend that you know, that you trust has got your back and that would tell you the truth of exactly what the situation is. Or at least help you get a different look or vibe on it. There is an incredible amount of growth in this photo. So I want to say if you're a female picking up this card, just be afraid, not be afraid, sorry I used that, just be aware that there is a possibility to get pregnant. So if you're looking for that, since this card represents the number 12, I kind of want to say look to the month of December or possibly the 12th of a month to see what transpires there. So whatever's going on this month, if you're talking about fertility, if you're talking about having kids, just know that this is a good month to start trying or to start working on that, especially if you're having fertility issues. I want to say by the month of December, you should see some work around that or the 12th of a month. For everybody else, doesn't worry about that. This is going to talk about your fertility and your creativity right now in terms of that. So if you're a person that works on projects, if you're a person, I don't say you make jewelry like me, this is going to be a fucking excellent time for you to start making pieces. Your creative juices are flowing. Take the angst, take the frustration, take the irritation of having to be patient, and channel it into something that you love to do, that both expresses how you feel and gives you an outlet. It doesn't even have to like really be something that you put out into the world. Maybe you could take a glass blowing class, or I don't know, have a couple beers and throw some light bulbs on the ground. Whatever the fuck talks to you. This is about you and your needs. So do what helps you kind of release this pent-up energy. You're going to be feeling a little crazy. And or that everything feels like it's completely and utterly upside down in your world, and you're not really sure where everything's heading. What's interesting about this is the mantis is kind of pointing towards the right, really kind of talking about the past. So there's something from the past you need a different perspective on, and or this could also talk about you get a different perspective from the past this week about a past situation. So don't be surprised what comes up, or maybe if you hear some information this week about something that totally and completely changes the way that you saw that old situation. Or maybe it's that you talk to somebody and they help you get a different view of the whole thing. Either way, don't be afraid to reach out to others, and don't be afraid to say, hey, I need some help with this. I don't know how the fuck to look at this because I keep blowing myself up in my mind about it and it doesn't feel right to me. Somebody help me figure out how to look at this from a different perspective or understand this in a full sense. Maybe you just keep going towards the fear. Maybe you've got a huge decision on the table and you keep going towards the fear. First of all, that ain't the whole story. Second of all, that's not fair to do to yourself because you're really limiting your options here. So again, go back to the drawing board, look at the entire picture. Don't just focus on what your fears are here, or almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy thing where it's like, you know what I'm saying by that. So just be leery of that this week. Pay attention to how you're feeling and what's coming up for you. And if it keeps feeling like a fear vibe, definitely step back. Or maybe you keep going towards the fantasy and the illusion. Get a fucking real, like a reality check. Like you need to understand that like, hey, maybe I want to go towards this big decision. Maybe this company is asking me to move to the other side of the country, but I'm really comfortable in my job and I love it. Is this really going to be a good move for you? Yeah, it would be fantastic to go to a whole new place and start a whole new life and do a whole new thing. But are you really up for the work that actually entails? See what I'm saying? So don't be afraid this week. Look at things from a different perspective and have all the patience in the world. This is going to take a while for whatever situation you're dealing with to work itself out. So don't rush anything. I feel like if you rush something, you're going to kick your own ass and it's not going to be a good thing. Or it's just totally going to like bowl you over. So don't do that. Don't rush it. Take your time. There's no need to force something here. It's going to happen in its due time. That's kind of what I want to say. So just have faith, have trust in this, and persevere through this. I really want to say you've been through worse. So you got this. Okay. But this is going to be a big fucking week for you. You got a big decision to make. And you really need to see things from a different perspective and have some patience on it. You got this, guys. I believe in you. All right. And if you pick card number 2, you got the 2 of feathers. And here's your sweet card. Look at that little gecko. I think this is the first time we've actually picked this card. Kind of excited. He's so cute. Okay. So whenever feathers show up in a reading, this is going to be talking about, it's going to represent air here. Air is all mental. If we were working with a regular deck, this would be represented by swords. So whenever feathers in this deck show up in a reading, this is really saying to us, it's time to be present mentally. Are you freaking out about the future, about something you have no control over? Are you stuck in the past in a place that is already gone and you can't get it back? Or are you here in the present moment, working with the only place and time that you have real power in? Get present. Also too, with the addition of the number 2, and there's 2 feathers in the photo. Usually whenever feathers show up in a reading, if you see them right there above the gecko, usually whenever feathers show up in a reading, this speaks to me about taking a leap of faith and that you will be supported. With the 2 feathers there, I actually want to say this is in terms of a relationship. You might actually know this person from the past. So this might be something from the past, a relationship that you're thinking about. essentially your two words for the week are decisions and direction. So this could talk about a business partnership. This could talk about a love relationship. This could really talk about any kind of partnership here where you need to, where you're wanting to reach a goal with somebody else. But essentially, to me, it feels as though this is a relationship from the past. You already know this person, and you're going to need to take a leap of faith in terms of moving forward or having forward advancement with this person. What's super cute and interesting about this is like the little gecko is moving upwards. So this is talking about you taking action towards that this week. After you make your decision and you know what your direction is, or you know where you want to go, you're going to have to take action this week. But it also feels as though this relationship has been like moving through stages. I don't know how else to explain that. Or you guys have been like working together in stages and it's moving up to a new space. So I kind of want to say like moving on up. Also too, let's see if you can see it. Do you see, okay, you see the little gecko and he's looking up into like this little teeny tiny sun. I just think that's really cute. But also the sun, when it shows up in a reading, this is going to talk about vitality. This is going to talk about your health. This is going to talk about your energy. This is going to talk about the warmth that you bring to others. I kind of want to say this person in the relationship represents those things to you, or you kind of see them like the sun. So there's something really powerful and deep here with this relationship. Even at best, like even if this is just a friendship that you guys are just, now you're besties, this person really represents something warm and comforting, loving and healthy to you. So don't be afraid to pursue this relationship. Don't be afraid to take it to the next level, whatever that means for you in terms of this. And just know that this week is going to be a really mental one. You're going to be up in your head. So do what you can to help balance that out by going outdoors, by getting in nature, connecting with the earth in some way, shape, or form. Maybe water's your thing. Get to the water. Geckos, do geckos like water? I don't know. It's a reptile. Do what reptiles do. Go bathe in the sun, essentially. So get out and be in the sun this week. Warm your body up, warm up your soul, especially if you feel like you're having a hard time making a decision or you can't seem to go with the right choice for what you need. Get outside, reconnect with nature, get your face in the sun, and ask for direction and see what transpires. Look for synchronicities around you. The world will speak if you ask, my friend. Yeah, I feel good with that. And then also too, I would say look to the month of February coming up in 2019, or possibly look to the second of a month. This could also talk about 2 months from now, 2 weeks from now, 2 hours from now. Look to see how the number 2 plays into this situation and you guys moving forward with an important relationship. Just know that whatever decisions and direction you take, you've been thinking about this for a long time, whether or not you're aware of it. So maybe you're just coming to the conclusion or the understanding that this has been playing on your mind for a while now, or you've been wanting to do this for a while now. So you're not rushing into anything. You're certainly not being crazy or hasty. So just do the damn thing. You're already being logical about it. That's kind of what I want to say. Even though this is a love relationship, what the fuck are you doing trying to be logical about it? Unless it's building a life together. Unless you guys are like literally building a life together, like have a little bit of fun with it. Air has a tendency to like lose the romance, or maybe just focus more on the intellectual. And also too, I want to say that there is a massive intellectual connection with you and this other person too. So, yeah, just don't let all the love die out with keeping it all just like intellect. Make sure that you allow some of that romance to come through, or allow some of the fun in the relationship through as well. If I was to warn you about anything this week, it would be that. It's okay to be pragmatic. It's okay to be logical and rational, but you need to balance that out with having some fun, and having a good time too. Well done, you guys. Well done. All right. And if you pick card number 3, you got the Wheel, another major arcana card indicating major change, major evolution, and major movement forward. And here's your beautiful card. Fuck yeah, octopus. Which is kind of funny because the first card kind of reminded me of the Wheel with the Hanged Man. But this is the actual wheel. Hello. But you guys, I don't know if you know anything about octopi, but they are incredibly intelligent. They're like one of the sea animals like I won't eat an octopus. Like It makes me really upset. That and dolphins, and I won't eat lambs. I have like really weird things that I won't eat because it makes me upset because I think either the innocence or the intelligence there, and I'm just like, ugh. I think the older that I get and the more I realize like animals, I always kind of knew as a kid that like animals had a soul and there was something more going on there, but like the older I get, the more I realize that the more I interact with animals and stuff, I get to see that like we're working with something more here. I don't know why this is turning into this, but maybe that's something that you're considering this week is becoming vegan, or maybe going with like a more plant-based diet, or maybe you're starting to realize that animals offer more than just sustenance. I don't know. I don't know why that came up, but there's something that's changing here for myself in terms of like the animals that I will eat and like the meat and like my want for that as well. So I kind of want to say to you too that like something is changing for you big time here, where you might not even recognize yourself this week. There's something different going on. You're not really sure. Everything feels kind of crazy. There's a little bit of chaos, honestly, but I want to say to you with the wheel, the themes for your week are change and possibilities. I want to say to you, don't be afraid of the change. If you find that you start going into a fear mindset about whatever's going on, stop yourself, because again, that's not the whole truth, and open yourself up to the possibilities of what this thing could mean for you. And again, there's a feeling in the card, the octopus is moving towards the right. So there's something from the past that's coming up that's either giving you clarification or something's coming full circle for you here. Where once before you thought things weren't going to work out or something wasn't in your favor, maybe that you weren't wanted or desired or whatever the fuck was going on here, the wheel is saying to you, no, actually you were, and here's the explanation of what happened at that time. Or maybe you hear some synchronistic event coming in your way, like you decided that maybe you want to go for a job interview for this company, and you're also going to a concert, and you happen to meet that person at the concert too. I don't know why that took that direction, but I'm just saying some wild shit is about to come into your world this week that's going to change your perspective on what you thought the deal was. So take a deep breath, whatever shows up, and remind yourself that you knew, and to never doubt yourself the fuck ever again. Is what I want to say to you. I feel like that's going to be a huge theme for you this week. And again, with the wheel, this is everything coming full circle. Where once you thought it was one way before, all of a sudden now you find out it is not the same way. This could go in a negative aspect too, but since the wheel was upright whenever I pulled it, to me it's a positive. So to me, it feels like everything's starting to move in your favor. I almost want to say to you this week, what do you want to do with it? What do you want to do with this information? I feel like you've got all these possibilities. What's the best one for you? If this is about a relationship, business, love, or anything like that, and going into that, you do need to consider the other person's point of view. But I feel like just good old communication will get you very clear on that, and then the horses are off. So, again, don't be afraid of the change. Don't be afraid of the possibilities that are going up this week. Also, another interpretation of this card is maybe you feel like lately you haven't had possibilities, or you haven't had any change, and you're just feeling like, shit, it kind of sucks. Give it to yourself. You don't have to wait for another person to bring you something that you need. Give it to yourself. This whole new moon in Taurus is going to be about taking care of your basic needs. Nobody else is doing that for you. You got to do that for yourself. So do that for yourself this week. Give yourself that change. Give yourself those possibilities. Nobody's going to give you permission but yourself. So this week it belongs to you. Don't be afraid. Last thing I want to say on this card, get ready for some new beginnings, because this card is all the fuck about that. There's a bunch of little new moons scattered all throughout this card, so I kind of want to say that this new moon's going to be popping off for you. You're really going to be feeling the energy big time here. You are ready to break free. But I don't know how far you're going to get with everything going on. So again, take your time. Have as much patience as you humanly can. And last thing I want to say on this card, if you notice, let's see if we can get the image. There's like his third eye on the octopus is totally highlighted here. There's something here about following your intuition or trusting in this space right here, where you knew something before, you got the information that finally clarified it, who knows how long later, but like, you know that you should have trusted yourself. But also using this space to help you going forward, or to help see your situation, or the possibilities from your situation. Don't be afraid to use your imagination. It's a beautiful gift. And it can really give you and help you to think outside of the box, which is also perfect with Uranus happening right now. So, or going into Taurus. So don't be afraid to go outside of the box. Don't be afraid of change. Don't be afraid of the possibilities. All of this is here and present to help set you free. The very thing that you asked for. So don't punch a gift horse in the mouth. Take your fucking gift and run with it, asshole. Okay? All right? Can we do that? Good job. Good job, guys. All right, and the stone I chose this week is black tourmaline. I think I've shown the stone enough. You guys know exactly what it looks like. I feel like I talk about this stone enough, too, where I'm just like, everybody's like, oh, Sarah, I'm having this problem. Like, black tourmaline. Oh, Sarah, but wait, this is something different. Black tourmaline. Oh, but Sarah, what if I'm telling you, black tourmaline. It kind of works for everything, if you ask me. You're having, like, weird visitors in your house. Stick a chunk of tourmaline in your window or by the front door. You feel as though you work around computers too much, and maybe you work in like a really hard like medical office or something. You're always running around and absorbing people's energy. Black tourmaline to ground you and release all that shit from you. Black tourmaline is amazing for grounding earth energies. And really, there's something about the stone that inspires you to take grounded action as well. With black tourmaline, I would put that on the root chakra, especially around safety and security if you're having any problems with that this week. And if you put it on your root chakra, this is going to help ground the shit out of you. So again, if you're feeling super flighty lately, you can't make a decision, you're not really sure what to do with your life or yourself, grab a chunk of black tourmaline, meditate with it either, I would say this week on your root chakra. Work with that safety and security issue. Fears are down there too. This is going to cleanse and clear that space, really open it back up and allow possibilities and good stuff to come back in. Because when we shut ourselves down, no matter what's going on, we cut off all our power. Ain't nobody got time for that this week. We need to be steeped in our power. We need to remember where our power is. So use this as a tool of empowerment this week, guys. Even if you don't believe in the metaphysical properties and you go grab a chunk of this, may it just be a physical reminder that the power's in your hands, that you have the ability to cleanse and clear yourself, and that once you're grounded, you can take what action you want towards your goals and dreams. Trust yourself. You got this, guys. And remember, always, 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 this is your week. Make it an amazing one. Really hope you guys enjoyed the weekly. Always feel free to give me feedback. Words of affirmation are my love language, so don't be afraid to tell me you love me. You know I love you too. All right, you guys, have a good week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.